How do you know if you or someone you love has long COVID? After all, there's no simple way to determine this. You can't just give some blood, pee in a cup, or blow in the tube. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. It is I, the Long COVID Man, and I am once again wearing one of my superhero outfits. And that, of course, starts from the bottom up: the slippers, the comfy pajama bottoms, the race t-shirt. I did that. Actually, full transparency, the San Juan Solstice race, I started 4 times and finished twice. It is what it is. If you're like me, this lack of clarity concerning whether you or someone you love has long COVID, it can be frustrating, especially if you like to think of everything in binary terms with binary outcomes, as in yes or no, true or false. Quick side note, my production team, aka my family, does not want me to use the word binary. So I won't be using the word binary anymore, even when I'm talking about something that's binary. Bottom line, determining whether you've got long COVID or not can't be figured out that easily. Because of that, here's something that nags at me from time to time, and maybe it does you as well. That is, how can I be certain I have long COVID? Well, the answer gets a little bit complicated here. As a side note, this lack of simplicity is part of the reason why the public, and even some in the medical community, have been slow in coming to terms that long COVID is indeed a real thing. Broad recognition has been slow. By the way, my production team, aka my family, has said that in previous videos I've been too stiff. I don't use my hands and my arms nearly enough. So this is me being passive aggressive. Anyway, the bottom line is I was skeptical of long COVID, that it was a real thing, until I got it 2 years ago. But even then, there was uncertainty on my part. Of course, I realized that reality is seldom true or false. In between yes and no can be a big gray area of maybe. A lot of times during life, I've been able to embrace the maybe and realize it can't be certain. I'm having trouble doing that really with long COVID because of how much it's affecting my life. I need to know. I gotta be certain. Either I have long COVID or I don't. And that's what this video is all about. How I am certain that I do in fact have long COVID. Maybe it'll help you out as well. First, I got this thing that's going on with me when I got COVID for the second time in 2024. Felt sick, then got partially better, but never fully recovered. Some of the symptoms persisted. In fact, many of the symptoms not only lingered, but increased in severity over the next couple of years. By the way, the 2 times that I did in fact get COVID-19, I took the test and it was positive. And when I say positive, the big line was bold and thick. COVID was flipping me off. The second reason why I'm certain this thing that I've got is in fact long COVID is that I went to my primary care physician and she determined, yes, it's likely I've got long COVID. Now, to be thorough, she ordered a whole battery of blood tests to be done on me to ensure that this wasn't really something else that looked like it might be long COVID. And those tests all came back negative. Then she ordered a second set of tests done on me, and those came back negative as well. So she was pretty sure that what I had and have is long COVID. She then referred me to the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Center post-COVID clinic. And these folks came to the same conclusion, that this thing going on with me is indeed long COVID. The third reason why I'm certain I have it. The fourth reason why I'm certain I have long COVID is that I just completed a drug study where the participants took something that might be a drug, might be a placebo, to determine if it helped with symptoms with long COVID. To qualify for this study, those folks also had to come to the conclusion that yes, I have long COVID. Even with all the above, doubt occasionally sets in. I tend to catastrophize, another word my family doesn't want me to use. After all, some of the cognitive symptoms of long COVID could point to something else, and some of the physical symptoms of long COVID could point to something else, although usually not in this combination of things, as we're about to see. And that leads me to the fifth reason why I'm certain that I have long COVID. And this part, you can look at as kind of an at-home test that you can follow along with me and score for yourself. And that is the February briefing of the Recover Initiative, Researching COVID to Enhance Recovery, and I've provided a link below to that. It has a list of symptoms that you can score and identify whether, hey, you think you have long COVID or not. Let's look at this chart from a personal perspective. How many of these symptoms do I have? How many of the symptoms do you have? And yeah, yay, another chart. And so here's the complete list. And this is from the Recover Initiative again, and they provided the point values and the totals for this. And truthfully, I don't know how they came up with it, but let's go over it. First symptom, or as I like to call them, my superpowers, is one that I actually don't have. And that's the loss of smell or taste. And actually, both times when I got COVID-19 and tested positive for it, I never lost the sense of smell or taste. Yes, that's mostly a good thing, although sometimes I think it's not. So that's a score of 7 points if you do have that. And in my case, I have to put down a 0 for it. And the next one is post-exertional malaise. And that is the worst of my superpowers. That's the one that can really knock me on my ass for a day and the next day and then possibly the next day after that. So give myself the big 6 points there. The next one, the chronic cough. And once again, I don't have that. Didn't get it either time that I tested positive for COVID. Never had a chronic cough at all. So I'm going to score myself a 0 there. After that, brain fog. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a big, oh yeah, baby, I've got brain fog. And that's kind of the reason why I do these videos in the morning when I'm still more alert and my cognitive ability hasn't taken a nosedive. So give me the score for that one as well. After that one, thirst. And no, I don't have that either. I don't get any kind of excessive thirst, so that really hasn't changed. I'll take the 0. Now we come to palpitations. And yeah, I'll give myself a score there because I definitely get that from time to time. My heart thinks like it's beating out of my chest or it's skipping a beat, going too fast, and that can be kind of creepy when it's going on. But yeah, I've got it, so I'll take the score. Chest pains. Now this one's a nope as well. Even though I've got the heart palpitations going on, they're never associated with any kind of chest pains, and I don't get those at any other times too. So thankfully, I'll take a 0 with this. Fatigue. Yeah, I get that. I get that every day. When I wake up, it's not great. And by the time the evening rolls around, I am seriously feeling it. I'll take the point. Dizziness. Here's one of them that I'm not sure on. I'm not going to score myself with the point, but I do get it from time to time. It just doesn't happen that often. It even happened to me one time when I was walking on a trail. And I thought, shoot, am I going to have to sit down, put my head between my legs? I did. I focused on the path right in front of me, didn't look around. And after a while, that dizziness went away. But I do get it on sometimes, just not enough for me to really say that I can score that in this case. Shortness of breath, that's another 2 points for me. I can get that just walking up a set of stairs. When I go for a walk, I make sure that I'm going at a nice leisurely pace so that I don't get affected by the shortness of breath. And the final one, snoring or sleep apnea. Started snoring a bit, waking myself up, but it hasn't been real bad. So even though I'm on the fence with this one, I'm not going to give myself a score on that. I'm going to write down the 0. According to the Recover Initiative, if you score 11 or more, you're very likely to have long COVID. And for me, as you can see, I've scored a minimum of 14, likely 14 plus. So I am firmly in the likely to have long COVID. You're welcome. And that's the bottom line. When you look at this score combined with the other four factors, the other four reasons why this thing I think I have is long COVID, yeah, I'm certain it is. And hopefully this has been helpful for you or someone that you know to determine whether you or they have indeed long COVID. And if you think you might and you haven't already done so, seek medical attention. This test is not meant to replace conferring with medical professionals. It's something you can take with you when you talk to them, but seek medical attention. And one final note on that, seek medical attention. Go see your doctor if you haven't already done so. And with that, thanks for listening, folks. I appreciate it. And remember, folks, please like, comment, and share. Now I have to scoot.